greetings to the President of FTAP, CCI, and his committee, the honorable members of the association, and our media brothers and sisters. Namaste. This is such a wonderful opportunity for us to be here this afternoon so that we can talk to you about Botswana. It is very, very fulfilling that the association has found it necessary to invite us, and we thank you very much for having invited us to come and speak to you. I am with my colleague, Ms. Jema Mbekhabolawe. She is the Executive Director of the International Business in India. Her office is based in Mumbai, and I'm based in New Delhi. I have distributed amongst you for sharing a map of Africa. I have done so because I found it very necessary that we should project to you Botswana in relation to the rest of Africa. I think we don't have enough. If you don't mind sharing, we will arrange more copies as we continue. A lot of people have made a lot of confusion sometimes when we talk about Botswana and saying that Botswana is in the southern part of Africa, and they confuse that with South Africa. South Africa is the Republic of South Africa, which is right at the bottom, at the tip here of Africa. After the pink one, there's a yellow dot there, that's Botswana. And you can see from the picture that we are showing here that Botswana is land surrounded. And that is a very important factor that we shall be addressing as we speak to you. I'll give you a little and very brief history about Botswana. And I'm happy that the chairperson did speak about a relationship between Botswana and India. Both of us have a relation with the British. For Botswana, the British came in to protect Botswana against the ravaging wars by the Germans in South Africa. We called them, we asked them to come and protect us. We were a very poor country when the British came. We totally depended on the British. And at that time, we were a very small population. A very small population of about 500,000. Spread around vast area of land. Those that know it will tell you that Botswana is almost the size of France. But our population, even now, is still small. We are about 2.25 million, the population of the whole country. And I know that that number could be the population of some small corner of a constituency here. However, we got our independence from the British in 1966. We asked the British to leave. We asked them. And they were quite keen to go because we were a big burden on them. We were a very, very, very poor country. And they were quite happy to leave us for dead. When they left, we were ready to self-rule. And 1966, that's when we gained our independence. When we gained our independence, you could use your fingers to actually count the number of educated Botswana. And we depended a lot after independence on a number of countries. And I'm happy to let you know that India is one of those countries that we depended on. We depended on India even before independence because they came into our country as traders. And at the time when we got independent, India provided us with the teachers for maths and science. We had our accountants coming from India, and we acknowledge wholeheartedly the help that we received from India. As I speak to you now, as it was mentioned earlier, we have the Indian diaspora of about 30,000. And interestingly, some of the people in Botswana, Indian people in Botswana, have never stepped foot in India. They were born and brought up in Botswana. That should show you that we had and still have a very good relationship with India. I proudly tell you that some of the richest people in my country are of Indian origin. They are motor magnates. Some are in hotelier. Some of them are just in trade. Some of them run schools. Some of them are doctors. And again, proudly to say to you, one of the Indians is a superintendent of our big hospital in the country. Dr. Sharma has been with us for years. And I still remember even during my time as Minister for Health, when he wanted to retire, I said to him, not now. I'm pleased that we still say to him, not now. And he is happy to stay there. My colleague will eventually be talking minutely on issues of investment in Botswana. But one would also like to mention to yourselves that Botswana is a country that is welcoming. We are welcoming to people from different countries who are interested in helping us better the lives of Botswana, as well as bettering the lives of their own citizens, because we believe that members of the private sector make profit, and that profit we share with them as they do pay taxes, they pay wages and salaries to our people, and that we allow them to repatriate their profits without fear or favor to wherever they want. The only important thing that we ask them to do is that they should pay the taxes, but otherwise that they are allowed to take their profits away. We do also have, amongst the businesses in Botswana, banks from India, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, State Bank of India, and others that are placed in Botswana and are doing business in Botswana. I think it is also important for me to mention that our country is a corruption-free country. Corruption is not tolerated in our country. We have made it a point that corruption, laws against corruption are in place, and that we do not allow hoarding and hoarding in a way of corruption. This has been noticed by international bodies that talk about corruption and non-corruption in countries. You know, we have made money. As I said earlier, we were one of the very poor countries right at the beginning. We got rich because after the British left the country, we discovered diamonds in the country. And I still remember amongst the literature that we have that the British wanted to come back. But we said to them, no, thank you, you are not welcome. It was because of very strict and clear leadership in our country that we said, this is national resource, it's not for individuals. I am here because of the diamonds in my country. She is here because of the diamonds in our country. Some of our parents could not afford school fees. But because the country decided that diamond was a national resource, we have made our move and the position where we are because of the diamonds. We are now known as the upper middle income country. Let me also proudly tell you that the diamonds in my country are worn here by the Indian women. Indians go to Botswana to purchase diamonds, and a number of companies of Indian origin are in Botswana where they buy, they polish, and they make jewelry out of the diamonds. We're not only a diamond country, we are also a beef producing country. Unlike here, we eat beef in Botswana, cow, not buffalo. And you know, in Botswana, when we say a man is rich, we determine that by the number of cattle that they have. And when you marry, in my country, it is the man that pays the bride price, not the women. And for any proud man, when they pay bride price, they bring cattle. When you bring money in your pocket, everybody laughs at you because they consider you to be a very poor man. And we accept cattle as bride price. What do we do with that, with the cattle that we have? We export our beef to the European Union, and this meat is the second, if not the third, revenue earner in our country. What is also interesting is as we continue to develop, while looking at the skins and hides, while looking at people who can come and tan, who can come and use leather to make leather goods. As she will be talking to you, she will mention how we intend to go about the skins and hides in Botswana. Tourism is the third, if not the second. One of them is second, the other third. Revenue earner in the country. We have a beautiful country. The wildlife is there, the peacefulness in that country, and it is, as I may ask, that Google up